Good morning, everybody. I'm LaShawn Gordon, the Director of Strategic Initiatives here at UPHS. I also have my colleague and our newest employee, Justin Fitzpatrick, who's our program coordinator here at UPHS. So if you haven't met him, you'll definitely get a chance to meet him. We're super excited this morning. One of the things that we've been talking about with member agencies since the pandemic was keeping, maintaining, training, networking, all of that centered around employees and that sort of thing. And so I'm super excited to have with us Jeanie Booth from the Wakulla Center for CareerSource. And then we also have Trish Yahn with us, who is one of the directors here in Tallahassee. So they're going to tell us about some of the amazing programs that they have going on. I got a chance to tour the building with Charlotte a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know half of the stuff that you all did over there. So thank you for being with us today. So I'm going to turn it over to you ladies. And as I said, we'll continue to admit people as they come. And then this will also be recorded. So we'll make sure you all get the recording in case you want to share it with others as well. So you ladies, take it away.
Jeanie, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll be happy to. And I'm going to share my screen and bring up a small PowerPoint for you guys to look at. It's just a couple of slides. Okay, so here at CareerSource, one of the most important things that we do when anybody walks through our door or call us on the phone or reach out to us via social media is that we initiate relationship building with them, because when they come in the door, a lot of times they may have been laid off from a job, they may have been terminated from a job, they may be changing careers, they may not have any work experience. So there's a lot of anxiety about getting back into the career field or joining it for the first time. So one of the most important things we do, again, is relationship building. And I think that that is one of the foundational things that all of us do within CareerSource. When we start talking to an individual at our centers, we are looking to help them identify what their needs are. So we will start asking questions. We will ask them, okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about the skills and experience you have. Tell us about, where you're at in your career path, whether, again, you're just starting, or maybe you're a professional, again, that is changing a career and looking to go into a new direction, or maybe personal needs have caused you to rethink where you're at as far as a career choice. So at this time, we're going to take the information that we have gotten from the individual, and we're going to use that to help them in the best way possible. So if somebody comes through our doors and they need to have a resume completed, they may need their resume updated or freshened up. We have skilled professionals that are there to help them with that and make their resume as attractive as possible. And one thing about resumes is that one resume is not, the answer for all jobs anymore. I think we've all learned across the years that you tailor your resume to the job that you're searching for. You want to make sure that what skills and experience you have are highlighted for the particular position that you're applying for. So we want to make sure that your resume reflects you in the best light possible for the job that you want to get into. Once we have a resume created and we have you registered in Employ Florida, which is our employment database, that is where the fun comes in. This is when we can help individuals look for jobs. And a lot of times it is a challenge to work with individuals because they may want a job that they're not qualified for, or they may not have the skill set for. So if that is the case, then we can suggest training, we can suggest education to help them get on that path. But if they're wanting to get into an employment position relatively quickly, we're going to look for the jobs that match their skills and experience, and a job that is something that hopefully they will really enjoy working at, and then they can grow if that is their desire. When we are helping individuals search for jobs, we want to identify what the market is for that job. So if they're wanting to go into a medical position, then we're going to pull up the statistics for that particular career, say phlebotomist, or if they want to become a medical assistant, we're going to show them what the entry-level wage is and what they can expect as they grow in skills and experience. The labor market information that we pull up helps us identify how many positions are open in our particular area and how many individuals are looking for jobs in that particular field at the time. So Trish, you can move on. So once we have identified the jobs in the Employ Florida system, we create what is called a referral. And a referral is basically connecting with the employers that have posted the jobs and sending them a message that states, we have worked with this individual, we have verified that their skills and experience and education match the job order that was placed in our system, and we're referring them for that particular position. And basically we're saying they're a great candidate for you. So once the referral is in place, then we make sure that the applicant's application is submitted. If it's a cover letter that needs to go with it, we will work that with that individual to make sure that whatever the requirements are for applying for the position are fulfilled. So hopefully once we've placed the referral and once we've had the application submitted, then job placement. And this is when the employer actually makes an offer to the individual for employment and gets them started working. So that is our goal overall, is to get people jobs. So it is a process to get people into employment positions, but by going through the steps of creating the relationship, getting them listed in Employ Florida, making sure their resume shows them off to the best light that it possibly can, identifying those positions and those jobs that they're qualified for and are interested in, then we can get to that gold ring, which is the placement, and get them employed. So that is our core purpose for being here with CareerSource. However, if somebody is looking to get training or education or work experience, those opportunities are also available through CareerSource. We have workshops that career seekers can attend to enhance the skills that they have or learn new skills. We have, if they qualify for our grant programs, then we can assist them with tuition assistance in gaining a new career or enhancing the skills that they already have. Like I said, there are hundreds of certification programs and college programs that we can assist individuals with tuition assistance on and help them along the way as they grow into the field that they want to. We also have work experience programs, which are fantastic for individuals who may not have a lot of employment experience in the past, or they want to get a taste of what this field is that they want to work in. It is a way for them to get into a paid position with an employer, get hands-on training and information about the job while they're actually doing it. And it's kind of a win-win situation for the employer as well, because you have an individual who's chosen to come and work for you because they're interested in this position. They qualify for the assistance through CareerSource. And then at the end of the work experience, They can choose to come, the employer can choose to have that individual come on as a full-time employee if the relationship has been successful, or that individual can continue on with additional training or additional experience. So there are a lot of options that we offer for people, for individuals that are looking to become part of our workforce. So if you are referring somebody to us, there is so much that we can do for them. And just giving us a call or sending them our way or having them contact us is absolutely essential for them. So that's my little presentation, and I'll let Ms. Trish tell you about our business side.
Okay, thanks, Jeanie. Let me play with my screens here so I can get to my piece. So hello, everybody. I am Trish Yahn, Senior Director over Business Solutions with CareerSource Capital Region. And while I'm sharing my screen, I'm just going to chat with you for a second. All right, are we seeing this the right screen, LaShawn? I just want to be sure. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so business solutions, it's all about the solutions. It says services here, but what we do is we provide solutions to employers. We have our mission at CareerSource is to find qualified, skilled talent. I'm not giving you the exact definition, but qualified, skilled talent and get them to employers so that everyone achieves economic prosperity. Some of the ways we do that on the business side of the house are through helping employers with recruitment, job posting. As Jeanie talked about, Employ Florida. Employ Florida is our management information system jobs database, and employers can post their jobs on Employ Florida for no cost. We also will help employers do specialized recruitment. We do that all the time. Most recently, we actually did one on Saturday with daycare providers, where we brought a bunch of daycare providers in partnership with the Early Learning Coalition and brought career seekers in who were interested in working in daycare jobs or early education jobs. That's the most recent one we've done, but we do probably 2 to 3 a month, helping employers find that talent and kind of doing on-site interviews. Jeanie talked a little bit about labor market information on the career seeker side. We can also help employers with that. So I think everybody's heard the catchphrase, right? The Great Resignation. And they say, you know, what's causing that? Is it that people don't want to work? Is it, you know, they're getting government handouts? It's not, there's not a simple answer. But one of the outcomes of the Great Resignation has been a big change in pay structure for a lot of companies. You know, you can drive down the road and see a Hardee's or a Wendy's paying $15 an hour and sign-on bonuses. One of the things that we can help with employers is to do labor market analysis to get an idea of what the going pay rate is for similar jobs in the area. Just another one of those things that we can assist with. For smaller employers, we also can do some candidate pre-screening. So we can have the job posted on Employ Florida, and then we can have the applications come directly to the business services team and pre-screen those applications to save those smaller employers time. You know, usually smaller employers might have 5 to 15 people. They may not have a full-time HR person. Maybe the person who's doing HR is also doing accounting or marketing or something else. So that service of candidate pre-screening frees up some of their time so they don't have to look at a bunch of resumes for people who may or may not be qualified. Another one of the services we offer is meeting space. So we can provide meeting space for employers up to 2 times per quarter at no cost. Our meeting spaces are in Leon County, Gadsden County, or Wakulla County. They vary by size, depending on the location. And the meeting spaces can include audio-visual, all at no cost, but we do limit that to twice per quarter for employers. And if you need it more often than that, we do discounts for our fellow nonprofits. Excuse me. So some of the other services that we offer, we can do customized training. This one, if you have, I'm going to try to give you an example that may not be applicable necessarily to all nonprofits, but let's say you purchased new software and you have to train your staff on how to use that software, and it's going to be a little time consuming. It's not as simple as learning how to use Microsoft Word, for example. We can assist you with funding to help pay for that training, for the trainer's time, for certain materials. That would be for your current employees. So we call that incumbent worker or professional development training, and it's customized to your needs. Also, for smaller employers, usually 15 employees or less, we can help create employee handbooks and assist with onboarding. Again, smaller employers may not have an HR person, much less an HR department. On the business services team, we have 2 people who have worked as HR managers and or directors in their past lives, who have some experience in that area. So if you're a small employer and you're looking to implement an employee handbook, or you need some assistance with onboarding, another thing we can do, again, at no cost. We also have some marketing tools. We can promote your jobs and your events. UPHS has been a wonderful partner in sharing some of the things, a lot of the things that CareerSource Capital Region does. We try to reciprocate the same with them. But if you need some help promoting your job openings, that's another thing that we can assist with. Layoff assistance, we have a dedicated person, hopefully a service you will never need from us, but a dedicated person who can assist you with helping employees who may need to be downsized find new jobs quickly. Also, that person can offer some layoff aversion assistance. So maybe there are some things that we can do, or some of our training grants that we can provide to you that might be able to avert those layoffs. So at the end of my presentation, in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to list who does what. And if you need to reach out to anyone, I would really hope that you're able to do that. So for those employers who are veteran friendly, hopefully we're all veteran friendly, but for those employers who are really looking to hire veterans, we have a dedicated person who serves as our local veteran employment representative. We use a lot of acronyms in our business. So that acronym for him is the LEVER. And he does exactly what it says here. He partners with employers to help promote and secure veterans for employment and training opportunities. He works on the career seeker side with our disabled veteran outreach program specialists who are working directly with the veterans. He works with all of our career center folks to help promote veterans to employers. The other thing that the lever does is, if you are a federal contractor, you have to be in compliance with the OFCCP. A lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork, a lot of headache if you've ever had to deal with that. And our lever can help federal contractor employers remain in compliance with the OFCCP. So we really like to do this team approach. You know, it's all about supply and demand, right? In just about anything, it's about supply and demand. Jeanie and the folks in the career centers, they're the supply side. They work with the folks who are looking for jobs, looking for training. They provide and prepare that quality talent, whether it be with resume assistance or possibly training. They are the talent pipeline. On the business solutions side of the house, we're the demand side. So you're an employer trying to find people to fill your open positions. You're going to hopefully come to us and ask us to assist you in finding that supply. And that's when we'll reach out, post your job, get with the recruiters on the Career Center side, and try to help you fill those positions. But more importantly, when I hire for the business solutions team, I tell them this is a sales job, and what you're selling is that relationship. Jeanie talked about it on the career seeker side. It's absolutely about building the relationship and building the trust. Unfortunately, we do not have magic wands. We cannot wave our magic wand and create people to fill your positions. If we had that ability, I don't know, I think we could be making a ton of money, but we don't. So we do try to do our best for you, but it really is about maintaining that relationship and helping however we can, wherever we can. So I talked about our solutions being no cost, and for the most part they are. There is nothing that you would have to pay for, but we do have a few options that are a fee for service. The use of office space I mentioned earlier, twice per quarter, is at no charge. If you need it more often than that, there is a charge for that. If that's something you're interested in, please ask us about our nonprofit discount, because we're happy to oblige. If you want a recruitment event and you want to hold it at your work site, we generally do charge a fee for that. It's no fee to do it at our site or virtually. And I also want to talk kind of briefly about our professional development workshops. So we have 8 different topics of professional development, ranging from emotional intelligence, critical thinking, diversity, equity, and inclusion, time management, conflict management. That's only a few. There are 3 or 4 more. I'm not sure how many I named. And we can provide that professional development training to your employees, 2 different workshops per year at no cost. There is an additional cost for additional workshops if you would be interested in that. But those professional development trainings are pretty popular with employers. We come to you, or we can do them virtually. We do generally have a limit of about 40 people per workshop, because we like to keep things engaged and not just talk at people, kind of like I'm doing right now. With our workshops, we definitely want more engagement with your staff. All right, so this is the team, the Business and Employer Solutions and Special Projects team. The fearless leader, I guess that's me. I have a great team, and I don't need to lead them very much because they know what they're doing. But we have 2 account executives, Kari Harrison and Dolores King. We also have 2 business solutions reps. They're kind of the backside and the compliance side of the house. So that's Brenda Davis and Chris Holland. Our leaver is Keith Jarina, and we were very happy to bring him on board in November. He came to us from Central Florida, and he's got tons of experience working with employers and veterans. Special projects and grants. So we also manage currently 3 special grants. One of them is our COVID-19 relief grant. That one is coming to an end, where we were able to place, I believe, 19 people in temporary disaster relief employment until they found permanent positions. 18 of our 19 people have found permanent positions. We're down to 1 more. We're trying to help her find a job. And our manufacturing sector strategies grant, which can help people who are looking to go into manufacturing pay for training. The most popular training that we do on the manufacturing sector strategies grant is for people to go to welding school. And Katrina Johnson takes care of both the COVID-19 grant as well as the manufacturing sector strategies. And then Renee Williams is our REACT coordinator. When I talked earlier about layoff assistance and layoff aversion, Renee is the woman to go to for any help you need or guidance you need there. CareerSource Capital Region does a lot of events. If you follow us on social media, you'll see our events all over the place. If you don't follow us on social media, please do. But we have Shauna Gray is our events coordinator, and she helps us make sure that our events are on task and get pulled off without a hitch. So that is my team and my business solutions. I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. The business solution side. I do, LaShawn, if it's okay, I have a document that I would like to drop in the chat that's really just a copy of all of our flyers for our different business solutions. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I wanted to just kind of chime in and say to everybody, I actually got a chance to go over and tour the center. And so I want to make sure that, you know, if you're having a board retreat or doing something for the staff, that sort of thing, that just to highlight that those spaces are available, those services are available. A lot of us know when you're filling out a training calendar for the team, it can be hard sometimes to get in trainers at a reasonable cost. And so please make sure that you copy down that information. If you need any support with that, you can reach out to me or Justin, and we can definitely, you know, kind of help you with scheduling, contacting the team, that sort of thing. But like I said, I was just blown away because I train all the time and people are always looking for spaces to meet. And oh my goodness, you know, we didn't get all our training hours in this year. So definitely, thank you very much.
All right, I think the document showed up in the chat. So if it's okay, perfect. I struggle with documents in Zoom chat sometimes. So
Well,
does
LaShawn,
anyone have any questions? Oh, go ahead, Jeanie.
that's what I was going to ask, is if we had time to answer anybody's questions that they might have either on the business side of CareerSource or the supply side.
Hey, Graciela.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Good morning, everyone. I have a couple questions. When you said follow you on social media, what are you in Instagram or what?
Yes.
What is?
yeah, so the one social media site that I know nothing about, right, is Instagram.
Okay, no problem. And
But
then
yes, we are there. We're Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I think we're even on TikTok, which is another one I know nothing about.
Okay, and I have been in your website. I think last time was a few weeks ago. So then there is a part where you are promoting jobs in there.
On our website, yes. Go ahead, Jeanie.
Yes, if you go to our CareerSource Capital Region website, you will see up at the top of the page, there are it's a carousel. And so the ads rotate, but it's kind of a highlighting not only our events that we have got going on, our top initiatives, but also top jobs that we have available. If you go into the I am a career seeker portion of the website, you will also find how to access Employ Florida and get to those job listings that you are looking for as well. But our main marketplace for all of our jobs is employflorida.com.
Oh, okay.
And Graciela, I just dropped a link into the chat for
Awesome. Thank you.
Instagram page.
Awesome.
I don't know Instagram, but I know how to find the link.
Okay. I had another question about the jobs. I have sent a lot of my clients to your way. So I really thank you. I also have reached out to you by phone, and it is amazing. Everyone is always so helpful. So I am glad. I'm kind of probably old school. So it's always nice to, you know, have somebody on the phone and explain thing. So I really appreciate what you guys do. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sending folks our way, and I'm glad that we're here to help. That's what we're here for. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? So real quick, and I may have missed it. So if a person wants to get you all to kind of do some pre-screening, if they're hiring for a position, what's the first step? Who do they reach out to first?
Well, let's, I'm going to drop an email address
Okay, awesome.
in the chat. And we have kind of a blanket email address that everyone on the team sees. And I can't type and talk at the same time, so give me 1 minute. I can, but it'll be full of typos. Yes. So they can reach out to the cdes@CareerSourceCapitalRegion.com email if you're wanting help on the business side. And the team member who is best positioned to assist you will reach back out and help you. Like I said, that's a blanket email address. The entire team sees it. So instead of giving you one person who may or may not be the right person, this way the whole team gets it. And you didn't miss it, LaShawn. I didn't talk about it, so I apologize.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
I do have another question.
Oh,
If we
go
have
ahead,
time.
Graciela.
Okay. So I know about the federal bonding program, but I don't know, you know, like I was told by a client that I sent to your way that the person that is offering the job is the one that has to apply for the federal bonding. Can you explain that? Because I knew about that program, you know, I learned that about a long time ago, but I didn't know the logistics.
Jeannie, that's your side of the house. Did you want to talk about bonding?
Sure. It is kind of a cooperative part because we need both the buy-in from the employer and from us and the career seeker as well. So the employer has to want to employ this individual, and they have to make them a job offer. Once we apply for the bonding, then that will basically provide the insurance policy for that individual who is hired by that company. Right. To give that employer just a little bit more security about the person that they're bringing on who may have not made the best choices in the past. Right. And so the bonding, yes, it's not that the business itself applies for it, but it's something that we work together on to make sure that, you know, the employer is satisfied with this individual. We're happy to get this person into a position, and the career seeker has a chance to get into a job that they otherwise might not have been able to get into without the bonding.
Absolutely. So again, I don't know if we have time. So the job seeker, in my experience, haven't had the job offer because the criminal background. So is it, how do you recommend us to tell our clients that, you know, come and said you can, you know, if you offer me the job, I can work on this federal bonding. So then yes, everything is out the open, and yes, then, okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So if there is a candidate that you as the employer want to hire, however, their background is a hurdle to you, right, bringing them on as an employee. So, you know, it has to be where you are making that offer, you are making that hiring offer, then we can initiate the bonding process to kind of give your company the security of knowing that, you know, this person has basically got an insurance policy coming with them.
Right. Okay.
We also have programs that work with returning citizens that can provide, supportive services and job search assistance, in addition to the federal bonding.
Okay.
It's actually one of my passion areas. I belong to the local HR society and have done multiple things within the prison system in helping folks who are nearing release, get them job ready. And we also have staff in our career centers who are able to do that as well.
Okay, so so can I contact the general
I'll put another, so the one I put in the box at first was for employer related. I'm going to put another email address in here that is more focused on the people for, looking for jobs. Let me just make sure I didn't spell it wrong.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Trish.
Huh? I'm a firm believer in there need to be more second chance employers. There just need to be.
Exactly, Trish, and I do want to just share with everyone, as an employer, it's always good to have a conversation with your HR department to understand what type of backgrounds may be acceptable for your organization, rather than just a blanket, if there's anything on somebody's background, they're not going to be eligible. But there are people that may have had a misdemeanor in their background from 35 years ago when they were a 17-year-old kid. So, so there are opportunities where an employer could miss out on an exceptional individual coming to work for them because of that type of situation. So I think that it's very helpful to have that conversation and to say, okay, what is this going to look like for us? Are we willing to accept somebody who may have made a mistake when they were, a youngster? Or, do we have a hard, fast rule? So it's worth the discussion of having that with your HR folks.
That is absolutely true with what we do is provide services and case management for human trafficking victims and survivors. And sometimes the survivors have, criminal backgrounds where they were forced to do criminal activities for the traffickers. So it's very complicated because we don't want to re-victimize our population. And so then we want to definitely help.
Exactly.
I did want to mention one other thing, just because it's a different topic, if that's okay. But it's also kind of near and dear to my heart. There's somebody on this call who I know from my previous job with CareerSource Capital Region, and that was working with our executive center. So our executive center works with the people who are looking for a job, who are looking for more of the professional level. So we work with anyone from, the 16-year-old high school dropout to a PhD, literally anywhere in between. And we do have a dedicated staff person in our executive center who works specifically with those folks who are looking for the more professional level positions. So Dr. H, it's kind of good to see, even though I can't see your face. I worked with her several years ago when I was working in the executive center, and that was my first love at CareerSource Capital Region. So I couldn't let that one go ignored.
No, I think that's really good. We have Maria on the line, who is actually part of the admin team at the FSU School of Leadership and Social Change. And so I know a lot of students graduate and it's not always what they think it is, because in their mind, they think you graduate Friday and you start working Monday. And we all know that's not necessarily the case. Right. So it'll be great for some of those students to connect, knowing that you all do serve professional job seekers as well, because a lot of people don't know that.
Absolutely. So new college grads, send them our way. So yes, absolutely. or someone who's been working for 20 years, either
Mhm.
way. Or somebody, like I said, who's, a high school dropout who's looking for work. That's what
Mhm.
we're here for.
Mhm. And I see Gwen has her hand raised. Hey, Gwen.
Hey, LaShawn, I do have a question. And Trish, you mentioned the inmate population and getting them ready for job readiness. I've been working with some groups doing group counseling for some previously incarcerated folks, and they're really having a tough time. They've expressed to me it's just really hard. In fact, sometimes they'll disclose up front that they do have a felony on their record, and then backgrounds are run, and three weeks later they're let go from the job, even if they come clean and are honest up front. Is there any guidance or anything that I can point them to get better information about people that will hire previously incarcerated felony clients?
Unfortunately, there's not like a master list of employers who will do that. If there was, I would share it with the entire world. I know that we have, it's not my area of a special grant, but we do have a grant that we're working with the Department of Corrections specifically on that issue. And I'm probably going to open my mouth where I shouldn't, but I'm famous for doing that. The state is very high on us helping ex-offenders or returning citizens return to work, but the state is one of the biggest offenders when it comes to not considering people with criminal backgrounds. So it's frustrating. I don't have a solution for you, Gwen. I'm sorry. If I did, I would gladly share it.
Okay.
The folks you're working with are doing exactly what they should be doing, being upfront about it. My job prior to coming to CareerSource was in manufacturing, and we hired ex-offenders all the time, as long as they were upfront about it.
Mm-hmm.
You lie to me? No. But just, keep encouraging your folks to be honest. And I know it's heartbreaking, especially when they start and then have to be terminated, but they're doing the right thing by being upfront about it. That's the best I can offer.
And I think one thing that I think if we all could, as employers, make sure we're disclosing what level, because it appears that if there's a certain level of felony there, that's where they're getting hung up. For instance, if they had 20 years ago a trafficking charge for selling methamphetamine or whatever, that's where they're hitting a roadblock, even though they've been clean and have letters of recommendation and things like that. So it's just, I wish that there was a better way for employers to disclose that up front, because these folks are sharing that they're trying to share up front, and it's just not working. But anyway, well, thanks for that. I didn't figure there was a way to make that easier for folks, but I do think it's something legislatively we all need to work on, because I think these folks, there are a lot of them that, we have one of the biggest incarcerated groups of people in the country, and, and they get out and want to go back and fulfill a career. And it's just in some cases forcing them back into a life of crime because they can't find anything. So.
And Gwen, one of the things I would like to add is that most of our professionals at each of our career centers, they are aware of the employers that are background friendly, and they're familiar with the employers that may say, okay, I'll take somebody who has a misdemeanor, but I'm not going to hire somebody who's been convicted of a violent offense.
Got it.
So, if your career seeker comes to one of our centers, and they do, explain that they do have a background and they're wanting to know which employers that they can work with. Most of us are pretty up to speed on which employers that we have that are going to consider them or not.
Okay, great. Well, I will send them your way.
All right, thank you.
And, some employers are restricted while they may personally want to or be open to hiring returning citizens. They're restricted by state law for, healthcare workers, for example, or I mentioned I did an event this Saturday with childcare providers. By law, they have to pass a certain threshold. So that's, even though the individual employer may be open, they're still not able to. So I understand the frustration.
Oh yeah, trust me, I run a childcare agency and we can't even have someone with a driving record.
There you go.
Even
It's
a speeding
crazy,
ticket.
right?
So yeah, I know all about it. Thank you.
And this is good conversation. We actually have a couple newer reentry groups that have recently become members of UPHS. And so this gives us a lot to think about, connecting them to you all. And then Gwen would love to know the work you're doing, because they are beating their head up against the wall trying to serve their clients, of course. And I think, if we all just kind of talked about it, that would give a lot of insight. And so we'll definitely make note of that, because I could think of 3 right off the top of my head that are new to the agency. And trying
And LaShawn, I took about 4 pages of notes listening I was with a group of about 25 previously incarcerated folks on Saturday, and I took about 4 pages of notes. So I'll get with you on it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Well, we want to thank you ladies for your time. A couple people have popped in and out and sent me private messages saying that, they got pulled away or they just wanted to pop in. But again, if you just popped on not too long ago, the business services are amazing. I think about Roshonda, who does a lot of work with single moms and different impoverished communities. So getting you all to do some workshops and presentations and being able to use the conference room space and other things, I think those things will be amazing. So if you missed any part of the presentation, it is being recorded. Justin is going to get it put on our YouTube channel, as well as our social media page. And if you need any specific information, just reach out to Justin or myself, and we'll be glad to make sure we get the connection set up for you all. So thank you all very much. If today is your Monday, we hope that you've warmed up and took the Mondays off. But if it's your Tuesday, the week is moving by pretty fast. So we hope you all have a great day, and we will see you soon.